How do you get breakthrough? How do you change? Yesterday, I had somebody say, man, you talk a lot about the spiritual realm. And what I find in Christian culture, a lot of times we'll say, well, the battle's in the mind, and we give 40 different tools of how to help the mind. But I find this huge thing is going on at the spiritual level, and we're not even aware of it. There's an example that came up yesterday in one of our classes that was just amazing, and it's basically the apps that are running in the background. Think about all of the different apps that you have open. Sometimes they accumulate 10, 15, 20. What are those things doing? Why do the companies want those apps running in the background? Why? So that you can get to it instantly. There's not even a few seconds delay, and in our culture, a few seconds is just too long. So with that running in the background, what's happening? There's a level of energy being used. Now, I want you to think about what apps are running in your spiritual background. Maybe there was somebody that you're still a little bit bitter towards, and you kind of put it off in the background. It's not forefront. Maybe you actually, there's some lust stuff going on. Maybe there's some envy, jealousy, whatever. If you have several of those doors open, what's going on? Now, by contrast, let's just say you've been connecting with God, doing the kinds of things that you should. I know I wake up with a song on my heart much of the time, and generally it's a worship song. It's amazing to me how much of the time, if I've been doing live worship, how much of the time that actually goes back to a time when I was in church, and one of the songs that we sang is right there on my heart. When you actually engage in worship versus watching or listening to worship, there's just a stronger, it's like the app, if you will, is amplified. It's like it's right there closer, and it's more powerful. So I've got all this stuff running in the background. Ephesians 4 talks about, he says that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think, according to the power that's at work within you. This idea of apps really kind of brings that home, because with the idea of apps, you've got all this stuff running in the background. If I've been connecting with God at a higher level, that's running in the background, and when I wake up in the morning, boom, it's just right there. If I've been reading the Word, I can be going along, and all of a sudden it's like that jumps up to the surface. Much of your victory is going to be about what's running in the background. Are you closing out those apps? At the end of the day, are you going back? Are you taking a look at your day? Because the authority of God in your life and the ability to get victory is largely going to be according to your heart and how fully your heart is given to God. So if at the end of the day I'm going through and I'm looking at those apps, so to speak, I'm looking at the things that aren't of God, and I'm taking that and say, God, this is not of you. I need to get this handed off to you. And it's, you just zap that thing out of your phone. You zap that thing out of your spiritual life. You're doing that every day, and then I'm putting on Christ. I'm taking some time to worship. I'm taking some time to pray. I'm doing the kinds of things that are putting on a peace. They're putting on a joy. See, these are spiritual terms. We think in terms of mental. But as soon as you put on peace, you're able to think peace. One of the most powerful ways to renew your mind is, Ephesians 4:23, is to renew the spirit of your mind. So I take these other things, I confess them, I hand them off. Instead, I stop, I begin to spend some time in the Word, or just quiet before God, drinking in the life of God. You see, those apps are doing what? They're burning energy. They're taking it away from you. So if I take some time, especially at the end of the day, I drink in some life, I drink in some energy, so that during the nighttime, I don't want those apps continuously running. During the nighttime, I want the presence of God to cover me. I want to sleep good. I want to sleep deep. Just a little tip for you. If you'll pay attention to this, I think it can make a huge difference in your walk. Maybe you're struggling with anxiety. That app needs to be closed. I've got to connect with God, the God who loves me and covers me, and I can really get ready for some deep sleep and be ready for a new day, because His mercies are new every morning. Hope this is a tip, a tool that will help you. God bless you, and thank you so much for taking the time to listen.